Hey guys, it's FTO back again with another video, and as you can tell guys by the title below, today it's my review and OnFeet of these bad boys, the Mercurial Superfly 5s in the latest Spark Brilliance colorway. Really excited about this. I've been waiting forever to get my hands on them and they're finally here. But before I get to the review guys, as you can tell, I'm sporting the new England shirt. Really excited about the Euros starting. Come on England, let's try and actually finally win something. But if you are looking to get your country's jersey to support them, you can do so from Lovell Soccer. I'll leave the link in the description below. That's where I got this from, and that's where I also got the boots from. So if you are looking to get a pair of boots that will be on show in the Euros or any other boots, you can do so from Lovell Soccer. I'll leave the link in the description below to where you can do that. And if you do get a pair of boots, you can get free ID or your number customized along the side of the boot for free. Doesn't get any better than that. But let's get straight into the review. The Superfly 5s come in a standard orange box. Nothing new there, to be honest with you guys. And next, you got the first thing you get out of the box itself is the string bag, which does look pretty awesome guys, I must say, in this Volt color that you can see, which essentially is a kind of yellowish green color. The strings are black. Obviously you've got the Mercurial brand in there in black. Now you've got a pattern here that's also in black, which you'll later see is also on the boots themselves, and the Nike swoosh there in black at the bottom. So all in all guys, I think it's a really nice string bag. This is one I'm actually going to look after because I think it looks pretty cool, I must say. And then all that's left within the actual box itself guys are the boots, so let's get them out. So guys, here we are with the Superfly 5s in the latest Spark Brilliance colorway. Now I'm actually really excited about these boots and I'm really interested to know what you guys think about them. So leave your comments below if you're a fan or not of the colors Nike have used or the look of the boot. Let me know in the comments below. But what I'll do is put the left boot there guys for you guys to see throughout the video and talk about the right boot here in my hand. We all know that the Superfly 4s were really successful, but here we are with the Superfly 5s. And to start off with guys, I think we should take a closer look at the colors Nike have actually used. Now straight away you can see that Nike have actually given the boot a kind of half and half kind of look, and what I mean by that is that they've given the boot two different colors. So on the lateral side of the boot you can see it's in that total crimson color, which essentially is orange, and that runs the whole width of the lateral side with a black accent color as you can see there, which then fades into black in the heel section. However, on the medial side we have a totally different color. Instead we've got pink blast, which essentially is obviously pink, which runs the total width of the medial side with a black accent once again, and that fades into black in the heel section. The combination of the two colors is pretty unique, to be honest. I didn't think it would work, but to be honest I must say I am a fan of the look of the upper. You've then got a black lacing system and color here. As you can see, the Soleplate is black also, and then lastly all the branding is done in a Volt color, which essentially is a kind of yellowish green color. So as you can see there, the Nike swoosh there is in that Volt color. You've got another Nike swoosh here on the medial side, which is in that yellowish color, a Nike swoosh on the Soleplate, and the studs themselves are translucent kind of Volt, obviously yellowish color. So all in all guys, I must say the look and the colors they've used are really unique, in the sense that I didn't think pink and orange would go together, but for me it does work. It's not my, it's not shouting out amazing kind of colorway, but for me it works, and I would give it a 7 out of 10 in terms of the colors and the look of the boot. Tech wise guys, the Superfly 5s are very different to the Superfly 4s in the sense that firstly you do still obviously get that flying knit upper with the Nike skin covering. Nothing new there, as that was really successful for Nike. But to take the boot to the next level, they have actually added a new feature going by the name 3D speed rib texturing, and the way they've implemented this feature essentially is to raise the section in black to a thickness of 2.5 millimeters, while the areas in orange are 1 millimeter in thickness. Now this actually goes for this side as well, which obviously is just a different color, still the same feature, which is that the black section, the black lines are 2.5 millimeters in thickness, while the areas in pink are 1 millimeter in thickness. Now I am saying in thickness, but that is still extremely thin, and essentially Nike say that this should add a bit more friction between the boot and the ball when they come into contact. Now to be honest, it's going to be done on a microscopic level, so you probably won't even notice it, to be honest. You're not all of a sudden gonna have the same touches Messi and Iniesta because of a bit of, you know, changes in thickness. However, they do say that it will add a bit of friction to the ball, so it's a nice little kind of gimmick, or, you know, nice little feature that Nike have added. And to be honest, it does feel really nice when you do, you know, feel that texturing along the boot while you run your fingers across the upper. Apart from that, guys, there's nothing new in terms of the finish to the upper. It's exactly the same, still that Nike skin covering. You've then also got the flywire cables that run from the sole plate into the centralized lacing system. Now, the benefit of that is that once you then pull on the laces, this locks the flywire and the boot around your foot really well and gives that lockdown sensation, which is really important in the modern game, as you don't want your foot moving around the boot. The upper itself is actually really flexible and really thin. Not as thin as probably a pair of Vapor 10s, but still extremely thin, as it's only, as you know, a thin, you know, as we said, the maximum thickness on the upper is 2.5 millimeters, so that's still relatively thin, and you do get that barefoot sensation. However, because it's obviously the Superfly 4, it does have that kind of second sock feel, so it's barefoot. However, you do get that kind of sock feel sensation while your foot is within the actual boot. It's obviously ACC, as it's which stands for All Condition Control, as it's a high-end boot of Nike, which means that the boot should function as well as it does in dry weather in wet weather, which is really important when you're playing in England, as you just don't know what kind of weather you're going to get. 1 minute it's hot, 1 minute it's cold, next minute it's chucking it down with rain. So, you know, that's once again a very nice feature from Nike. You've then got the one-piece finish design to the lacing system and the upper, which, to be honest, guys, as you know already probably, I'm a big fan of, because I just think the one-piece design just means you make a cleaner contact with the ball. There's no, you know, interruption or interference of overlapping layers. You get a clean connection with the ball, and hopefully really you should have that really nice contact, which makes you smash the ball top corner of the goal. You've then got the dynamic fit color, which some people believe, you know, enhances your performance. It actually doesn't. It's actually just there because, one, it's trending at the moment, the mid-cut design, and it done really well in the Superfly 4, so it didn't make any sense of them changing that for the Superfly 5s. And secondly, in terms of, you know, the sensation you feel when you put your foot into the actual boot, it just feels really at one with your foot. You know, you get a really nice seamless feel from the boot onto your legs, and to be honest, there's no enhancing of your performance at all with this. It's just there, as I said, because one, it's trending, and two, you do get a nice sensation of the boot not being, you know, really hooked onto your leg, but instead, you know, flow from your leg into the actual boot, which is really nice. There's an internal heel counter, once again, which obviously holds your foot in place, or rather your heel section in place. And what they've done on the Superfly 5s is to add a bit more padding to the actual heel area, which means there should be a bit more comfort compared to what we saw on the Superfly 4s. You've then got the, obviously, the removable insole, which you can see here, which is Volt in color with Mercurial branding there in black. Now, the bottom of the insole actually has a bit of texturing, which is really cool, so that should stop this insole from moving around, which is, once again, really important. You don't want your insole moving around within a boot while you're doing a Ronaldo chop. Wouldn't really, you know, work out too great for you. The sole plate, guys, is possibly the biggest change Nike have actually made, coming from the Superfly 4s to this, to Superfly 5s. To start off with, guys, the sole plate is made out of a single layer of plastic. Now, I emphasize the single layer of plastic because most boots are actually made out of a number of layers of plastic to create then the sole plate. However, for this, Nike have actually utilized a new manufacturing process to create a single layer of plastic, which actually has now reduced the sole plate's weight from the Superfly 4s by 40%, so nearly half. So it's really light, however, still really strong. Not only that, Nike have actually added a lot of shape to the sole plate, as you can see there, with these kind of different shapings to the sole plate. And the reason for that is that they've actually made this sole plate anatomically, which means essentially that it should take really well to the human sole. So our soles are actually not completely flat. Well, majority of us aren't completely flat. They actually do have a lot of shape to them and contours and shape into it, and Nike have tried to implement that onto the Soleplate, which allows for one, a more better fitting when your foot is within the actual boot itself, two, really good energy transfer because your foot isn't working against the Soleplate, as most boots are actually, Soleplates are completely flat, so your foot is actually working against it. However, with these, it's going to be, you know, working more efficiently, as your foot will actually more naturally take to the shape of this Soleplate. So I think Nike have worked really hard on, you know, creating a more aggressive Soleplate. And secondly, with the studs, they've definitely done that. As you can see, you've got these V-shaped studs all going in one direction, as you can see here, which will create good traction and will allow you to push off really well with these boots. Obviously, as we know, these are Nike's speed boots, so it was really important for them to work on creating a Soleplate that would you know, enhance or possibly help you in, you know, picking up speed. And I think this stud layout which they've got here definitely does that. Now, all in all, guys, I'm a big fan of these boots from Nike. I think they've got it spot on in terms of, you know, the little features they've added in terms of the speed rib along the upper, which has got a real nice texture into it, and definitely the Soleplate, which for me is the biggest change. And to be honest, it does look like it's gonna be a winner for Nike, because, you know, creating a Soleplate that's anatomically made, which means it shapes well to the human foot, can only be a positive for me. So all in all, guys, in terms of the look, the features Nike have given these, I'm gonna give these an 8.5 out of 10, going possibly to a 9. I'm a big fan of the look. As I said, I didn't think pink and orange would actually work, but it does. And the features they've added, I think, have, you know, given this boot a real good future, to be honest. I'm really excited about the next few colorways Nike are going to bring these out in. What I'm going to do now is put them on, do the on feet for you guys to see how they look on feet. So guys, here we are at the on feet of the Nike Superfly 5s in the latest Spark Brilliance colorway. First thing I'm going to tell you guys before I even get onto the look is, when I put these on, honestly, the first thing I realized was how comfortable they were. They are so comfortable. That extra padding that they've put in the heel area does so much. And then secondly, the Soleplate, your foot just, you know, sinks into the contours and the shape, the shaping that they've given the insole. So that's the first thing I want to let you guys know. They are absolutely comfortable. Then in terms of the look of the actual boot, guys, I would say, you know, it does get some, you know, it does take some time to actually get used to the fact that you've got two separate colors on different sides of the boot. Obviously pink and that being pink and orange, but nevertheless, I'm still a fan of the colors that they've used. Not a massive fan, but you know, it still looks really cool, I must say. And then also, let me just show you the Soleplate. As I said, it's true to size, these boots. So I would say, you know, if you're a 9, get a 9, or you know, a 7, get a size 7. And they are retailing at Lovell Soccer for £240. So if you are looking to get these, I'll leave the link in the description to where you can do that. But thanks for watching, guys. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so. I will be doing a test in these bad boys, so watch out for that. And thanks for watching. Peace.